In the heart of a forgotten city, nestled amidst the shadows of towering skyscrapers and abandoned alleyways, there lived a homeless family. They were the unseen, the forgotten, the discarded remnants of society's neglect. The father, Gabriel, once a proud provider for his family, now wandered the streets with hollow eyes and aching bones. His wife, Elena, once adorned in silk and pearls, now wore rags stained with the grime of the streets. And their daughter, Sophia, whose laughter once filled the air like music, now whispered like the wind through the cracks of their makeshift shelter. Their descent into destitution was swift and merciless, a cascade of misfortune that swept away their dreams and left them adrift in a sea of despair. Gabriel lost his job when the factory closed down, a casualty of corporate greed and economic downturns. Elena fell ill, her once vibrant health succumbing to the harsh realities of life on the streets. And Sophia, just a child, bore witness to the erosion of her family's hope, her innocence tarnished by the bitterness of their plight. As days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, the family clung to each other, their love a flickering flame in the darkness of their existence. But hunger gnawed at their bellies like a ravenous beast, driving them to desperate measures. They scavenged for scraps in dumpsters, begged for mercy from indifferent passers-by, but still, their hunger remained insatiable. Then, one fateful night, as they huddled together beneath the cold gaze of the moon, a stranger approached them. His eyes gleamed with an otherworldly light, his voice a seductive whisper in the stillness of the night. He offered them salvation, a way to ease their suffering and quench the relentless thirst that consumed them. At first, they hesitated, recoiling from the stranger's unsettling presence, but desperation clouded their judgment, and they found themselves drawn to his promises of sustenance and solace. With trembling hands, they accepted his offer, unaware of the darkness that lurked behind his beguiling smile. Under the cover of darkness, the stranger led them to a hidden lair, a labyrinth of crumbling catacombs beneath the city streets. There, amidst the echoes of forgotten whispers and the chill of ancient stone, they were initiated into a world beyond their comprehension, a world of eternal night and insatiable hunger. They became vampires, creatures of the night bound by an unquenchable thirst for blood. At first, the taste of their newfound power was intoxicating, a rush of ecstasy that drowned out the whispers of guilt and remorse. They prowled the streets like predators, preying upon the unsuspecting souls who dared to venture into the darkness. But with each drop of blood they consumed, a part of their humanity slipped away, replaced by an insatiable hunger that could never be sated. They became slaves to their primal instincts, slaves to the darkness that threatened to consume them whole. And so, the homeless family, once bound by love and desperation, became something else entirely, a twisted reflection of their former selves, trapped in a never-ending cycle of hunger and despair. But their story does not end here, for the night is long and full of terrors, and who knows what darkness lurks in the shadows, waiting to claim their souls for eternity. As the homeless family roamed the streets, their hunger grew ever more insatiable, driving them to darker and more desperate acts. Each night brought with it a new victim, another soul sacrificed to appease the gnawing emptiness within them. But with each passing day, a flicker of doubt began to stir within their cold and dead hearts. Sophia, the youngest of the family, found herself haunted by memories of their former life, a life filled with warmth and laughter, a life that now seemed like nothing more than a distant dream. Despite the hunger that clawed at her insides, she yearned for something more, something that lay beyond the endless cycle of bloodshed and despair. Gabriel and Elena, too, felt the weight of their choices bearing down upon them. They had traded their humanity for power, but at what cost? Their souls felt heavy with regret, their minds clouded by the echoes of the lives they had taken. And then, one fateful night, as they stalked the streets in search of their next victim, they stumbled upon a scene that would change everything. In the dim glow of a flickering streetlight, they witnessed a group of vampires like themselves, but different. These vampires moved with a grace and purpose that the homeless family had long forgotten, their eyes ablaze with a fire that spoke of ancient wisdom and unyielding resolve. Intrigued and wary, the homeless family watched from the shadows as the group of vampires carried out their hunt with ruthless efficiency. But it was not the hunt itself that caught their attention, it was the whispered words that passed between the vampires, words of a prophecy that spoke of a chosen one, a savior who would bring an end to their endless thirst and restore balance to their world. The homeless family listened intently, their curiosity piqued by the promise of salvation. Could it be possible? Could there truly be a way to escape the darkness that had consumed them? Determined to uncover the truth, Gabriel, Elena, and Sophia set out on a quest to find the chosen one, guided by nothing more than whispers and half-forgotten legends. Their journey would take them to the darkest corners of the city, where danger lurked at every turn and betrayal lay in wait. But they would not falter, for they were no longer just a homeless family turned vampires. They were seekers of redemption, willing to risk everything for a chance at salvation. And so, their quest began, a journey into the unknown that would test their resolve and force them to confront the demons that lurked within their own hearts. But whether they would find the chosen one and break free from the darkness that bound them, or whether they would be consumed by it once and for all, remained to be seen. The night stretched on, shrouded in uncertainty, as the homeless family forged ahead into the unknown, their fate hanging precariously in the balance. And in the depths of the city's shadows, unseen forces stirred, watching and waiting for the moment when their paths would finally converge. As the homeless family delved deeper into their quest for redemption, they encountered challenges that tested their newfound resolve. They navigated through the labyrinthine alleyways, where danger lurked in every shadow, and whispered rumors led them down paths fraught with peril. Along the way, they encountered other denizens of the night, vampires like themselves, each with their own tale of tragedy and loss. Some were driven by a lust for power, while others sought solace in the darkness, their humanity a distant memory. Among these lost souls, the homeless family found both allies and adversaries, their loyalties shifting like the tides of the eternal night. But as they ventured deeper into the heart of the city, they began to unravel the secrets of the prophecy that had led them on this journey. They learned of the chosen one, a being of pure light destined to rise from the ashes of darkness and bring an end to the eternal struggle between the living and the undead. With each step they took, the homeless family grew ever closer to uncovering the truth. But their path was fraught with danger, and as they drew nearer to their goal, they found themselves beset by enemies on all sides. The other vampires, sensing the threat that the chosen one posed to their existence, sought to thwart the homeless family at every turn. They unleashed their fury upon them, their attacks growing more relentless with each passing night. But the homeless family refused to be deterred. With courage born of desperation, they pressed on, their determination unshakable despite the odds stacked against them. And then, just when it seemed that all hope was lost, they stumbled upon a clue, a fragment of an ancient scroll hidden away in the depths of an abandoned cathedral. The scroll spoke of a ritual, a sacred rite that could awaken the chosen one from their slumber and unleash their true power upon the world. With renewed purpose, the homeless family set out to uncover the remaining pieces of the puzzle, racing against time to complete the ritual before their enemies could stop them. But as they drew closer to their goal, they began to realize that the true test lay not in the completion of the ritual, but in the choices they would make along the way. For redemption, they discovered, was not simply a matter of fulfilling prophecy. It was a journey of self-discovery, a journey that would lead them to confront the darkness that dwelled within their own hearts. And so, as the night stretched on, the homeless family pressed forward, their fate intertwined with the destiny of the chosen one and the future of the world hanging in the balance. But whether they would succeed in breaking free from the chains of their cursed existence, or whether they would be consumed by the darkness once and for all, remained to be seen. As the homeless family delved deeper into their quest, they faced increasingly daunting challenges that tested not only their resolve but also their very identities as vampires. Along their journey, they encountered enigmatic figures shrouded in mystery, each holding a piece of the puzzle they sought to solve. One such figure was an ancient vampire elder, rumored to be the keeper of forbidden knowledge. His lair lay hidden deep within the catacombs beneath the city, guarded by traps and illusions meant to deter any who dared to seek him out. But the homeless family, driven by desperation and fueled by the hope of redemption, pressed on undeterred. When they finally reached the elder's domain, they found themselves face to face with a being of immense power and wisdom, whose ageless eyes bore witness to centuries of darkness and despair. He spoke in cryptic riddles, his words laden with meaning yet veiled in secrecy, challenging the homeless family to prove their worthiness to receive the knowledge they sought. Through trials of mind and spirit, the homeless family demonstrated their courage and determination, earning the elders' begrudging respect. In exchange for their bravery, he revealed to them the final piece of the puzzle, a forgotten prophecy hidden in the annals of time, foretelling the coming of the Chosen One and the dawn of a new era. Armed with this newfound knowledge, the homeless family set out to fulfill their destiny, their hearts heavy with the weight of the task that lay before them. But as they journeyed onward, they could not shake the feeling that they were being watched, that unseen forces lurked in the shadows, waiting to strike when they least expected it. Their suspicions were confirmed when they were ambushed by a group of rogue vampires, desperate and feral, driven mad by the thirst for blood. In the ensuing chaos, Gabriel, Ilona, and Sophia found themselves separated, each forced to confront their own demons alone. Gabriel, consumed by guilt over the lives he had taken, wrestled with his inner turmoil as he faced off against his attackers. With each blow exchanged, he felt the darkness within him clawing at his soul, threatening to consume him whole. Elena, haunted by visions of a life lost to darkness, struggled to find her footing amidst the chaos that surrounded her. In the heat of battle, she glimpsed a glimmer of hope, a vision of Sophia, standing tall and resolute, her eyes ablaze with determination. And Sophia, the unwitting catalyst for their journey, found herself drawn into a realm of shadows and whispers, where the boundaries between reality and illusion blurred and shifted with each passing moment. In the depths of her despair, she discovered a strength she never knew she possessed, a strength born of love and sacrifice, of a family bound together by an unbreakable bond. As the night wore on and the battle raged on, the homeless family fought with all their might, their spirits daunted by the darkness that threatened to consume them. But whether they would emerge victorious or fall prey to the shadows that lurked within remained to be seen. And so, the stage was set for the final showdown, where destinies would be decided and the fate of the world would hang in the balance. But as the homeless family stood on the brink of oblivion, a glimmer of hope shone through the darkness, illuminating the path to redemption that lay before them. As the homeless family fought valiantly against their assailants, the tide of battle turned against them. Despite their best efforts, they found themselves outnumbered and outmatched, their strength waning with each passing moment. Gabriel, battered and blooded, stumbled to his knees as his adversaries closed in around him, their eyes burning with hunger and malice. With a heavy heart, he looked up at the night sky, filled with regret for the choices that had led him to this moment. Elena, her once radiant spirit dimmed by the weight of despair, fought on with a ferocity born of desperation. But even her determination could not stem the tide of darkness that threatened to engulf her, leaving her to face her fate alone. And Sophia, the innocent soul caught in the crossfire of their eternal struggle, stood frozen in fear as the shadows closed in around her. In that moment of terror, she realized the true cost of their quest for redemption, a cost measured in blood and suffering, with no hope of salvation in sight. As the final blow fell and the darkness consumed them, the homeless family's journey came to a bitter end. Their cries for mercy echoed through the night, unheard and unanswered, lost to the unforgiving embrace of the eternal abyss. And so, the world continued on, oblivious to the tragedy that had unfolded beneath its watchful gaze. The homeless family, once bound by love and desperation, faded into obscurity, their story lost to the annals of time, a cautionary tale of the dangers that lurked in the shadows of the human heart. As for the prophecy of the Chosen One, it remained unfulfilled, a whispered promise of hope that never came to pass. And in the darkness that lingered in the aftermath of their demise, a new chapter of despair began, with no end in sight.